Right. Hello. So, how does understanding the consciousness of your business affect your success? Before we go into this, let me ask you a couple of questions. Have you ever had a time in your business where no matter what you did, no matter how long you walked, no matter how many contacts you built, but nothing seems to work? No? In other times though, sometimes without you doing much, things are just flowing and the business is just going exactly the pace it's supposed to go without you touching it. Welcome to the world of consciousness. Here, even the law of attraction is limited in its ability to give you what you want. Why? Because what you get is not just dictated by what you want, it's dictated by the thoughts, the consciousness that you are radiating. This concept comes from the fact that everything is energy and energy contains information, correct? And that information within those energy circuits dictates our experience in life. Now, before I tell you how does this information apply in business, I am a great fan of energy. I have been observing and learning about energy for the last 10 years, and my research into this energy world has led me to visit 25 countries in 4 different continents. I have heard thousands and thousands of stories of people from all culture, all religion, all caste, people from all walks of life, entrepreneurs like you, or people who are working for somebody else, people who are mothers, children, daughters, siblings. I've heard over 180,000 stories and behaviors in the last 12 years. And regardless of what culture we come from, what religion we are from, what business we are entering, all of us follow a unique universal consciousness code. And that consciousness code is made up of our basic elements. This is what I call the matrix. You must have heard this information because when I was in elementary class, there were 4 major elements that constituted your human body. Your element air, element water, element fire, and element earth. Now the information in element air dictates the consciousness of the mind and it gives you your IQ level. The information in element water dictates your emotional body and determines your EQ. The information in the element earth dictates your physical quotient and gives you a PQ. The information in element fire constitutes of your spiritual body and gives you an information of SQ. All with me? Perfect. So now this is the combination of your human consciousness. Let us take a step further for the conversation of this talk, where we are saying that what if your business has a consciousness and the departments of your business, which you might call finance department or logistics department or sales and marketing, maybe, just maybe, they're not just departments. What if they are an elemental expression of your business? So let's take the glasses of elements on and let's take you onto a journey of your business consciousness, where when you wear the glasses of air and through the eyes of air, you are looking at your finance department, you're looking at your IT department, those who are strategizing, those who are formulating a plan for you. Then you move your attention to the fire department or the fire element, and you look through the eyes of the fire and you find your creatives, your product designer, if you're an entrepreneur, it's your unique expression, it's your creation. If you're supporting somebody else's dream, that is where all the creation happens. Moving on to the element earth, and here you will find your logistical department, people who are operating your business, your vendors, your supplies, anything to do with your product being delivered. Then finally, the element water. When you look from the glasses of water, you will find all those people who are communicating your message, your marketing people, your sales people, all of their consciousness, all of their information is making up the consciousness of your business. And if you think about it, if you really think about the concept of energy, we might be able to find out that your business is not just a legal entity, it's not just a paper on profit and loss sheet, but actually that profit and loss sheet on the paper is actually a reflection of this elemental matrix. Now, let me give you an example. For example, you have Martin. Martin works in your IT department. Okay, he does punch in numbers, does all your data. And for the last few weeks, you are having issues with your IT. You have invested in a great technology, you have got a great team in place, but somehow glitches are happening and technology is not working through. From a normal consciousness, you'll probably troubleshoot the IT, you find a better vendor, you find a better supplier. From the eyes of consciousness, you look through the IT departments and you watch Martin pumping in numbers. And whilst he is doing his job, his thoughts are going away thinking about the wife that might have left him, or the rent that needs to be paid in 2 weeks' time, or the parents who might be ill. Unbeknown to you or Martin, the thoughts that he's resonating or the thoughts that he's generating is going into your IT department and creating the glitches. Imagine if you could understand the relationship of consciousness matrix between you as an entrepreneur and your team member is of like a mind and a body. You know, just like when you're walking on the street, you don't always look at each step. You know that your foot will land on the safety zone because the mind is communicating that consciousness into your feet and it is making you safe. Imagine if the communication is not there, the body is not functioning. And a lot of times, the consciousness of an entrepreneur, what we birthed as a product is not articulated or communicated with the team's consciousness. The thought forms of the team is dictating the profit and loss of your product. Imagine if the person who's answering the phone, she's having a bad day, her attitude with which she's answering the phone will dictate the sale of your product. So let me give you a challenge. We call it the awareness challenge. And what is the challenge? The challenge is you can ask me and say, Sidra, this is very good, and saying this is conscious universal consciousness code, your air, water, earth, fire, create your mind, emotion, spirit and body. How do we access those gateways? How do we know what is my mental body doing? How much is my emotional quotient doing without taking those tests? And for me, it's very, very simple. The only 4 things that dictate the information that is received from your elemental matrix are only 4 things. It's the air you breathe in, expression of element air. It's the food you eat. That's the expression of element fire because it's the creation, right? It's the conversations that you are having. That's the expression of element water. And it's the environment. So it's the food you eat, the clothes you wear, the conversations you're having, and the environment you are breathing in. These are only your 4 gateways that are making up your creativity level, that are making up your finance strategy level, they are making up your spirit level, your energy levels of going to work or coming back to work. The clothes you are wearing are not just dressed to impress, but they are really a form of expression because they are the cloaks that you are radiating. For me, the blue is clarity and the gold is abundance, hence the choice of dress. Because every color has an expression, and when you're wearing it on your body, you are sending out a signal into the universe that this is how I'm feeling. So you ready for your consciousness challenge? Yes. Before you hit Monday, I would like you to do, even if you're an entrepreneur or if you're somebody working for someone, your consciousness code is dictating your profit and loss of your company. So before you hit Monday, I want you to observe the level of food. What type of food are you having on a day-to-day basis? Is it the food that has been there for days, sometimes years, because the expiry dates are elongated with technology? And imagine if you're eating stale food, this is no wonder the creativity level is low. The clothes you're wearing, what type of expression on colors are you sending out into the universe? Are you filled with blues? No, nothing wrong with blue, it's the color of wisdom. Nothing wrong with gray, it's the color of creativity. Nothing wrong with black, it's the color of magic. But there's so many more palettes. There's so many more colors. There's so many things that you can experience yourself. Are you doing it? So you look at your wardrobe, you look at your food, and you look at the environment that you are surrounding, the air that you are breathing, the conversations that you are having. Not just the conversation verbally you're having, but the conversation you are a part of. You know, Oprah Winfrey said that the true character of a person is determined by what they do when no one's looking. I say the true character of a person is into listening, into seeing what they think when they think no one's listening. Do you understand? A lot of times we might not say things, but we're thinking, and law of attraction is limited to your thoughts. And if you really want to change your thought, you got to change the information that you are giving to your elemental matrix. What information are you giving through your mind by the air you breathe in? If the air you are in is toxic, it's negative, it's discouraging, it's disbelieving, then no wonder things are not working. Because it's people's disbelief, their thoughts capture us like Spider-Man webs. You know, have you seen Spider-Man? He just psh, and just wraps it. And I literally see people's thoughts wrapping each other and bringing them down without even knowing. The food that you're eating is the information. When I was observing energy, there was a time in my life I could not eat food without telling you what you were thinking when you were making that food. Because it's in the energy, the information is there. And a lot of times we're just eating without being conscious. It's affecting our creativity level. Imagine if you could, with just consciousness, whatever food you're eating, you could, with energy, everything is energy, energy contains information. How about you send the information out to that food, what you want that food to do, rather than following what other people are saying, what this food is about, food good, food bad. You know, according to my research, behind every launch of every product, there's an entrepreneur pumping a whole host of money to make that product a good product for the customers. And we are saying by applying the universal code of consciousness, you can really take charge of your mind, of your emotions, of your spirit and your body. And with that consciousness, you can go into your business. And next time when you're in your business, you're in your finance department, you're not really talking to the finance people. You are dancing with the interaction of consciousness of the minds between an entrepreneur and the team. And only when they're aligned together, we worked together, then the businesses can sustain and outlast the withers of time, because nothing is constant but the change. And with change, if we're not changing, we are dying. So let's take this piece as a way of home play. I love giving home plays. So if I can give you a home play, your home play is to check your wardrobe, look in the fridge, and the conversation, the environment that you're in, and the conversations you're having. So by the time you hit Monday, at least you have your own consciousness code. And if you know that you're having issues with energy, if you're having issues with creativity, you know what you need to change. If you're having issues with energy, you need to change the way you are eating the food. If you're having issues with selling or marketing, you need to change the way you are dressing, my friends, because it's the suits of pursuit. You know, it's how you are showing up in the world dictates your success in the world. Thank you.